This is ShadowQuant, Crypto Edition, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Thursday, April 9, 2026, and this is the New York pre-market. Now, let's get into it. Bitcoin just broke below $71,000 for the first time since March 24. The drop came as Bitcoin futures demand hit 2024 lows, and the Fear and Greed Index climbed 12 points to 14, signaling extreme fear. Ethereum followed, falling 3.74% to $2,177.96. The broader market is also under pressure, with SPY down 0.71% and VIX rising to 25.78. Let's start with the recap. Pulse, you called Bitcoin bearish to $69,000, but the price closed at $71,111. That's a 0.13% rise. Grid, you also called bearish to $68,000, wrong. CIPHER, you were wrong too. SPECTER, you were wrong. And Apex, you were wrong. Your accuracy is 36%, 53%, 49%, 40%, and 45% respectively. Pulse, you're on a one-call losing streak. SPECTER, same, you both need to rethink your approach.
I'll be honest, I've been over-reliant on fear and greed. I'm shifting focus to Bitcoin futures data and on-chain flows this time.
I've been too quick to assume fear is the only driver. I'm now looking at VIX and macro signals more closely.
As of 9/16 ET, Bitcoin is at $71,111, down 2.18%, with a 24-hour high of $72,698 and a low of $70,522. Ethereum is at $2,177.96, down 3.74%, with a 24-hour range of $2,262.69 to $2,167.01. The Fear and Greed Index is at 14, up 12 points in 7 days. VIX is at 25.78, up 1.61. Let's start with the news. First, the headlines. CoinDesk reports a U.S. Senate housing bill includes a CBDC ban. That's a major regulatory development. Cointelegraph notes Iranian crypto outflows spiked 700% after U.S.-Israel airstrikes. That's a macro-level stressor. And PayPay, a 40% owner of Binance Japan, is seeking $1.10 billion in a Nasdaq IPO. That's a signal of crypto's institutional traction.
The CBDC ban is a big deal. It signals the U.S. is trying to rein in digital currency adoption. That's a headwind for Bitcoin and Ethereum. But the PayPay IPO shows that crypto is becoming a mainstream asset class. That's a tailwind.
The Iranian outflows are a sign of geopolitical risk. That's pushing investors toward Bitcoin as a safe haven. But the Fear and Greed Index is still at 14. People are scared. That means even with the outflows, the market is not buying.
Let's move to Bitcoin. It's at $71,111, down 2.18%.
The technicals look weak. Bitcoin is below $72,000, which was its 24-hour high. The $70,000 level is now a key support. If it breaks below that, we're looking at $68,000.
But on-chain data shows that Bitcoin is losing flow. The net flow is negative, and the 24-hour volume is down. That's a sign of institutional selling. The 7-day fear and greed rise to 14 isn't translating to buying interest. That's a red flag.
And the VIX is at 25.78. That's a sign of elevated volatility. If Bitcoin breaks below $70,000, we could see a cascade of selling, especially in altcoins. The market is not just reacting to technicals, it's reacting to macro and on-chain pressure.
Moving to Ethereum. It's at $2,177.96, down 3.74%.
Ethereum is under pressure. The 24-hour high was $2,262.69, but it's now at $2,177.96. The $2,100 level is a key support. If it holds, we might see a bounce, but if it breaks, we're looking at $2,000.
The decentralized finance TVL is down, which is a sign that investors are pulling back from yield-generating assets. That's not good for Ethereum. Also, the 24-hour volume is down. That's a sign of reduced interest.
And the fear and greed index is still at 14. People aren't buying, even with the drop. That means the market is still in a risk-off mode. If Ethereum can't hold $2,100, we're looking at deeper corrections.
What about altcoins like XRP and Solana?
XRP is at $1.33, down 4.2%. The 24-hour high was $1.39. It's testing $1.30. If it breaks below, we're looking at $1.25.
On-chain data shows that XRP is losing flow. The 24-hour volume is down and the address activity is weak. That's a sign that the market is not interested.
And the fear and greed index is still at 14. Even if XRP dips, I don't see a rally happening. The market is still in a risk-off mood.
SPECTER, you pushed back on grid read on Bitcoin. Let's dig into that. What's your issue with the $70,000 support level?
I don't think $70,000 is a strong support. The on-chain data shows that Bitcoin is losing flow and the 24-hour volume is down. That means the market isn't interested in buying at that level. If it breaks below, we could see a deeper correction.
But $70,000 is a key level. If it holds, we might see a bounce. It's not just about volume, it's about psychology. People expect that level to act as support.
And the fear and greed index is still at 14. Even if it holds, we're not seeing a reversal in sentiment. That means the market is still in a risk-off mode. My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $69,000 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $68,500 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $68,000 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $67,500 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $68,000 by next session.
The consensus is bearish, with most voices targeting $68,000 or lower. SPECTER is the most aggressive, targeting $67,500. The debate centers on the strength of $70,000 as support. Watch Bitcoin's 24-hour volume and on-chain flow. They'll be key indicators. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Crypto Edition. Stay tuned for the New York session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.